In this video, you will learn the ITC method, which will help you find a plan in any chess position. Let's begin. Have a look at this position. Most players would get stuck and would randomly activate their rooks without any plan at all. However, we will use the ITC method. I stands for imbalances. Imbalances are differences between your position and your opponent's position. Let me show you how you can do the first step. First, we have to look at the kings. Both kings here are safe. Then we will be looking at the pieces. Black has 2 rooks and a queen. Even we have 2 rooks and a queen. A knight for a knight. However, there's one imbalance, which is this bishop for our knight. Next, we will be looking at the pawns. Black has this advanced pawn on the c4 square, which is on our half of the board. In exchange, we have the pawn on e3. Apart from that, all other pawns are placed similarly. Now, we have completed the first step and have found 2 imbalances. Let's move on to the second step, which is T of the ITC method, and that is target. We need to find a target so we can actually play moves to attack that. Remember, you should always target opponent pieces or pawns who are on your side of the board. Now, what do you think our target should be here? You're right. It should be this pawn on the c4 square. Let's move on to C of the ITC method. Candidate moves. The first candidate move we should be thinking about is b3, attacking this pawn directly. Any other move does not address that target, so let's eliminate all other moves and play the move b3. Queen a5 was played, attacking the knight, and then pawn to b4. If the queen would have taken, then this pawn would have been lost. So the black queen moved back. Queen to a4, attacking this weak pawn. After a6, what should be our plan? I want you to use the ITC method to find the best plan for the white pieces. Let's do it together. Both the kings are safe, but black's pieces are less active than white's pieces. Looking at the pawns, it's still the same as before. Black has this passed pawn while we have this e-pawn in exchange. Remember, we should always target the side of the board where our pieces can develop easily. We see that on the queen side, it's easier to attack because all of our pieces can join the attack easily. Therefore, the black queen side will be our target. Now, let's move on to candidate moves. The first move I'm thinking about is rook fb1. Let's also consider pawn to b5. I think we should select the move pawn to b5 because it's a more direct way to attack the black queen side. In a few moves, we will bring the rooks into the action. We have this battery on the b file. In a few moves, black succumbed to the increasing pressure. The pressure from these rooks and on the weak d5 pawn meant that black lost the game soon. Most players get stuck during the endgame, but we will use the ITC method, looking at imbalances first. What do you think the imbalances are? The kings are both safe. It looks like pieces belonging to both the white side and the black side are equally developed. However, there's a major imbalance, which is this bishop for a knight here. Our bishop is much better than this knight. Next, pawns. The pawn structure looks fairly equal, and even though we have these doubled isolated pawns, our opponent can't really target them. there is also this semi-open file. Next, let's choose a target. How can we activate our rooks? The only way is to bring them to the semi-open file. That's why our candidate moves will be rook to b7 and rook to e7. It feels like this rook isn't doing anything, so let's play rook e7. That's exactly what Bobby Fischer played more than 50 years ago. After h4, rook to h7. The pawn can't take because this rook would be lost. Fischer proceeded to blockade this passed pawn. But how did he continue here? Well, he developed his king, moved it into the center, and now after knight to e2, I want you to use the ITC method to find the best plan for black. Imbalances first. It's similar to the previous position, right? Bishop for a knight. However, there is one more imbalance here. There are pawn breaks available, which can help us attack our opponent. Because of that, our target should be these pawns on the black queen side. Candidate moves. If we play the move c4, our bishop is gone. So let's play the move a4. If the pawn takes, then the a2 pawn is a huge weakness. Knight g3 and then c4. Fischer wanted to blast open the white queen side so that he could take advantage of its weakness. After captures, he actually played rook to b2. His aim? Whoa! He just sacrificed his rook for a pawn. But why? He'll just win a knight, right? Where is his advantage? Well, we'll see that soon. ITC method is the way. The target is all of these weak pawns right here. Further ahead in the game, he used these two connected passed pawns to destroy his opponent, and there was nothing White could do about it. You must use the ITC method in your next game. I guarantee that you will be able to find better plans and will feel more confident while playing chess. Thanks for watching the video. Train to win. Bye.